Good evening, welcome back. It's Sunday, 9 p.m., and it's Where the Owls Sleep, another episode of the Parliament. Stocks is back here again. How's it going, Stocky? Good weekend again?
Yeah, all good. I haven't got the Premier League to taint my life. Doing some retro football gaming with my spare time.
Nice. You're loving the retro gaming at the minute, ain't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Can't really beat it when you find the right game. You still on the champ, man?
Yeah, I got Champman 0102 with Roma.
Decent. Good seasons. Right, let's get the others in. We're a team of 4 this week. John, how's it going, sir? You good?
Yeah, good. Enjoying my last weekend of freedom before the Saints inevitably ruin it next Saturday. So,
Yeah, you're going one weekend before the rest of us. So,
yeah.
although
Jack's had to, and he's had to have a week off this week. So,
yeah. Yes, he is all rage wherever he is right now, I'm sure.
Cool, Jack.
Samir, how's it going, bro?
Yes, all good, bro. All good. Well, we got 2 weeks until hell comes back.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Hell could start early depending on what happens in the Super Cup.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. True that.
Yeah.
Yes.
But as you people can probably see, the image says it's the prediction show. So we're going to go through all the leagues, all the competitions. We're going to discuss our picks, and we're going to come up with some predictions for next season. And we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up. So, might as well get straight into it. League 2, which is quite far outside of my knowledge zone, to be fair. I haven't paid any attention to the off season. Normally a few months into the season I get well versed into it, so I'm going to be a little bit out of my depth here. But what do you guys think to start off with? Anybody want to take it away?
yeah, I don't mind leading. Go on,
John. Go on, mate. You've.
I mean, I'm sort of looking to get this one out of the way because, similar to Mitch, I feel like this is a little further afield from my wheelhouse. So, but I'm going to go for a team to bounce straight back up from one of the relegated sides from last year. So, from what I was looking at, I'd be looking at Bristol Rovers. So I think they've just come down from League One, but a manager in place that sort of has an understanding of the league, and they've actually made half decent signings for that level. So I think they'd probably be in one of the teams, definitely in a better position.
Okay.
Wish I could expand a little bit more on that, but I'm afraid it's.
No, that's a solid choice, to be fair. All the stuff I looked at, Bristol Rovers seem to be one of the most favoured teams, so I can't really argue against that at all, to be fair. Anybody else gone with Bristol Rovers? Be interesting to see if we all end up with different teams as well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we do all go through different teams because it's a mad league. Well, all of the football league is, but yeah, I suppose it gets harder when you don't watch it week in, week out. I've gone for Chesterfield.
Solid.
So while the league itself ain't as strong as it was last year with the promoted teams going up, you wouldn't say there's the strength of the league, but Chesterfield done all right last year and they've strengthened with a few players, so I just plumbed for them.
Yeah, I had Chesterfield in my league, who to win the league's accumulator last year as well, to be fair.
Oh well, that's jinxed me. Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
It would take a while for them to wash that off, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 100%. You've got to give it at least one season's grace before you get the thick of it and can't go again straight away. Okay, over to you, Samir. We have two different so far: Bristol Rovers and Chesterfield.
I went for Walsall. Walsall?
Okay.
Yeah, because they were in playoffs last season, I think. And that's the only reason I went for them.
They were infamously the team that had like 13 games to get 9 points and ended up to win the league to get automatic, and they ended up bottling the playoffs. So the drop off they had last year was legendary, to be fair. So
Cheers, John.
I do remember. Jack
sorry
telling us
to give you such a ringing endorsement. It's like, maybe this is the bounce back, isn't it? You know, and there's always good comeback stories, isn't there? So like,
True that.
Yeah. I remember when we did our playoff show, Jack told us all about
Yeah.
how Walsall had completely bottled it
Yeah.
in like 9 points in about 12 games or whatever it was. So yeah,
Yeah.
good luck with that one, Smith.
Yeah. Hopefully they're pissed off.
Hopefully they've just started to turn a corner.
Yeah.
Well, personally, I've gone for Cambridge.
Ah, okay.
So I normally work on the basis of pretty much what most of you have said already. Someone that's been relegated from the league above, someone that was in the playoffs the year before, someone that has one of the highest value squads, or why I picked Cambridge, someone who has upped their squad value most over the summer. And Cambridge are that side in League Two. And I looked at it and I thought,
Why not?
decent shout to be fair. So that's the reason I'm going for them.
I nearly went for them, Mitch. That was a heart over head one. So I've got a friend of mine who's a big Cambridge fan, and I sort of thought, shall I just pick them? Like based on that. I ended up going to a week went with the head over the heart instead. So
Yeah, fair enough. But our resident EFL expert, which is Jack, who seems to know an awful lot about all of the leagues in the EFL, he's gone for MK Dons.
That's a shout.
I believe are the most expensive.
bookies' favourite as well, which with Jack's history in the bookies means that could be a long fall from grace. You know. Like.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Oh, snap. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a shout.
Yeah,
That's a shout.
as much as he does know an awful lot about the league, his betting history is horrendous. So I wouldn't use that as a basis for putting the bet together whatsoever. Well, as we said, all five of us have gone for different teams.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see. I will be noting all of this down. Last year I said I would and didn't, and lost the sheet. Well, I did and lost the sheet of paper, so we couldn't even look back on them.
Beautiful.
But this year we will be checking in to see what we end up with at Christmas and come the end of the season. See who ends up the closest.
Yes.
Yeah, I have to think up some kind of point scoring system or something to see what we end up with.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah. Actually, we could just do whoever's closest, because there's five of us, gets 5 points, and then it rolls down from there.
Yeah.
So
Finishes
to the top, gets the 5 points. So we'll go with that. That'll be the system, and we'll roll that out across all of these predictions.
I like that.
All right. I really hope a couple of us get level points, so we've got to go to goals scored or head-to-head or something like that.
That's evil.
Maybe we should do what they used to do back in the early days and just flip a coin. Might be easier.
We'll have to meet up and have a penalty shootout for it. That could be it.
Lovely.
Penalty shootout, game of foot golf, something like that to see who wins it.
Oh, that's a shout. That's a shout.
Hey mate, I'm always up for a game of foot golf, whether there's money on it or not. I love a bit of foot golf, mate.
Yeah.
And he's back again, Iniesta.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Man.
Again, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Be good to hear your input on these. We're going through the leagues, Iniesta, and we're predicting who wins each league. At the minute, we've done League 2. So, if you've got anything you want to throw, let us know. As we've done, let's roll into League 1. League 1. Go on, so let's start with you first on this one.
I've gone with Wigan.
Wigan.
Yeah. I think they're like the strongest name in the league, I'd say.
Well, Jack might disagree.
Oh, yeah. I hope he's not watching. I'm a big supporter of Bolton, Jack. I think Wigan are probably the strongest team in there. I don't think they'll struggle this year, so I'll work with Wigan.
I think a few of us are going to end up with the same team. I'll be very shocked if we don't.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be Wigan that gets duplicated. But we'll see.
I think Stott's going to go the other way.
What do you reckon, John?
I've sort of gone for the low hanging fruit here. I've gone with Luton to bounce straight back. So, Ginny Esther agrees with me by the looks of the chat, which is always good to see. So,
Okay.
yeah, I think they're good. I mean, I did watch bits and pieces of their game Friday. It wasn't exactly what you call a vintage performance, but again, they've managed to get over the line. So, I think once they get into their groove, I think there'll be a little bit too much quality in there with just residue of what's been left from the last few years. It should get them over the line for me. But.
It's a good shout. I'm surprised I didn't see that.
I get the feeling we're going to hear that name again at some point.
Yeah.
For a minute. So, Lucky.
Stock's got it with his heart.
No, I was really close to going for Luton because, but it felt a little bit shooting fish in a barrel. So I have gone for Stockport because they were
nice.
they were like a really good side last year, and I think if it weren't for sort of Wrexham and Birmingham having a bit of a tear, I think would they have finished first? I think they might have finished third. And their manager never finished outside of at least the playoffs in donkeys in quite a few years. And you know, I know there's some big teams coming down, but consistency sometimes it pays off. And they've had a few good years, and they played excellent stuff last year. So I'm going to go for them.
That's a good shout.
They were very unfortunate against Orient, weren't they? I know, obviously, we were delighted with that at the time, us lot, but...
Oh, was it that offside? Was it that offside? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the goal scored in Draper's Field, famously.
Oh, okay. Shame.
Well, me and Jack are agreeing with John. Just because Luton have still got quite a few of the players from the team that dropped out of the Premier League, and they're now in League One. And I just can't see past them at all.
He's it. No, he's watching.
No, for those that don't know, Stockport beat Bolton this weekend as well. Stocky's just picked them.
Oh yeah, Stocks. Yeah, I was watching that earlier. That's
cool. Wonderful.
That's cool from you. That's cool from you.
I was going to say it's a good thing he's not in the chat because that's just sent his rage through the roof.
That's wonderful.
Oh, Jack. We apologize. We apologize. He's not one.
Delightful.
Oh, flipping on.
So Stocky, you have literally just doubly ruined Jack's weekend after before him already, but you've just doubled up.
Triple because his curry's getting cold.
Good.
Fantastic.
He's back.
He's back. He's calmed down a bit. But I can't see past Luton. There's too much of the Premier League side left there.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you look at I know it's not all about money, but squad costs, it's crazy. That is silly. I think their squad's worth nearly triple whoever it is in third in the league and double who's in second.
Oh wow!
Squad costs. So I can't see past them. It has to go horribly wrong for them to not come back up, I don't think.
I mean, you could argue maybe before the end of the window they get cherry picked from like a few of those players or something. Yeah. It's nothing to say that couldn't happen, but you'd probably think they'd have, like you said, they'd have the financial capacity to go and replace well enough.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Sort of see them doing what Birmingham done last year, just because of the value of the squad, they sort of go on a bit of a flyer. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. And here's Jenny Esther having a little laugh at Jack. Okay, so we're all closed out on League One. We've got Wigan, 3 for Luton and 1 for Stockport.
Let's go.
Championship. Southampton's champion. Actually, no. Before we roll into the Championship, I know he's not here, but how do we all feel Bolton are going to do this year?
They're going to do great, man. They're going to do great. They're going to be second. They might finish top. I might change my prediction. Jack, you still there?
Samir, you are a good friend.
I hope you're still watching.
No, I think he's probably rage quit. Knowing Jack, he's probably rage quit. But I think they are going to be in and around sort of the playoff spaces or an automatic promotion. I just think Luton will be too strong for them to catch Luton.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was watching them earlier, obviously, because I'm a big Bolton supporter. I thought they were actually all right against Stockport. They were quite unlucky. Played good football. Got quite a few talented players in that squad. I think Jack would probably agree with that. They were pretty much unlucky today. So yeah, I saw a strong team there. So I think playoffs definitely, and automatic promotions in second.
Okay.
Yeah, playoff push for me.
Yeah.
Right. I will note that down for all. We're all either saying playoffs or automatic promotion for Jack.
Are we going to talk about how Orient are going to do, or is that like?
Yeah. Sorry, I've just skimmed over that, haven't I?
We're going back and forth. We're not going back to Championship, are we?
I'm trying to put it off for as long as possible, Samir. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Southampton
How do you
section's
think
coming.
Northampton to get on, guys? You know, like
We're just going to go through every single thing.
just stagger it. Yeah. Yeah, my granddad was a Reading fan, like, you know.
We're going to go through all 24 teams. Good tactic there, John. I get it.
Nice. Gotta love it.
Orient.
Orient, yeah. So how do we all feel? I'm going to be even more invested in Orient this year because they have got a young lad called Joe White on loan from Newcastle.
Okay.
So I'm going to be taking an even closer view on them because he's meant to be a pretty talented midfielder.
Okay.
They got someone on loan from Man United as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. The problem is
Jack Moorhouse.
Yeah, I'd say arguably you'd say Orient's biggest signing of the season, Richie Wellens signing a new contract, which was quite the statement. But I think it's hard for them because there's such a massive turnover of players from last year.
Yeah, this is
so
it.
you've got Kelman, Adji, and Donnelly.
Yeah,
of all like attacking wise. You've got Brave fullback, the keeper. So although they've signed some quality players coming in, you have to build it all from the start again, don't you? And get your spirit, your cohesion, organisation. It's a tough ask because they were really like proper surprise package last year. If they can get a solid top half finish, considering the total changeover of the teams, I think they would have done well. And if they can nick a playoff spot like last year, that'd be unreal.
Yeah.
They look to have a pretty young side, so it will be a good. But they've done the same as they did last season, really. They've gone out and they've got some sort of high level loans to supplement what they've already got in the squad. So hopefully it works a similar way.
They got Aaron Conley,
the
one who's Millwall, Brighton. Someone else who was good. He was with. He looked lively yesterday. He didn't really get much of a chance in front of goal, but he looked lively. So fingers crossed.
Yeah. I think like you guys have already touched on, it's hard. I think when you're playing with the loan market or as heavily reliant on it as Orient are at the minute, that can sometimes blow up in your face as well. Because I think we've we talked about Walsall's drop off, and I think one of their big problems was last year they had a centre forward from Stoke, and he killed it in the first half of the season. And actually, part of their drop off was attributed to the fact that he was called back in January and things like that. So I'd suggest when you're bringing in players from Man United and Newcastle, the odds on them, if they're sort of like youth players from them setups, the odds on them being pulled back are slim. But I don't know. It's like Stocky said, like you kind of alluded to it already. It's going back and having to start again, like a whole new squad of players, gelling them together. I do think with the promoted teams that have come down, it's a little bit harder now as well. I think if they were going to get out, last season was probably particularly in the manner in which they were doing it, because there was a fair slice of fortune for them to get to the final. I don't think they'll do badly this year. I just think we have to temper our expectations a bit. I think it will be a drop off from what last season's finish was.
Yeah. Totally agree
Right.
with that.
Mid-table wouldn't be a disaster, you know.
Okay. This time we are finally moving into the championship.
Do we have to?
Yes.
What about the EFL trophy?
No, we've run out of clubs in League One or other competitions to go for before we do it. So, John, as your team is in this competition, we are going to roll straight to you. Who are you picking to win the championship?
I'm going to pick a team that I'm going to get to watch in the next few weeks. Not Southampton, sadly, but I'm actually I'm gonna. Although I feel like this again may potentially be low hanging fruit, I just think with what's and this is obviously very very dependent to what could also happen in the remainder of the window. Because if their squad were to be decimated, it's very hard to piece that back together. I think this is what makes the championship such a hard league to predict anyway. But I'm going to say Ipswich Town to come straight back up, and the reason I say that, I do think with like the kind of, I think a couple of years ago with what they had, they kind of were just a bit ahead of schedule. And then with what they've not lost so much, I mean, like losing Delap was almost inevitable. But I feel like that's kind of given them enough of a cushion with the parachutes, with the money they've got for him. If they were to lose the odd player here and there, I still think they'll be able to reinvest quite well. I still think George Hurst will be a bit of a problem at this level. If they can hold on to Amari Hutchinson, which is the one that I think is the one being touted about the most about potentially going somewhere else, I think they've just got I think they've got a decent cohesion there. Yeah, I think Ipswich would probably be my pick to win it.
Okay, so we've got 1-1 for Ipswich. What do you reckon, Stocks?
Funny enough, I was very tempted to go Southampton because I'm so invested in Will Steele. I really want to see him do well. He's like the football nerd's wet dream, that bloke.
Yeah.
But I'm actually going for Ipswich as well. Pretty much same reason as John says. And in Sammy Szmodic, they've got a proven goal scorer at this level despite losing the lap. Again, I was Leif Davis left back, good player. Like I think he could still be playing in Prem if someone had a punt on him, and obviously Amari Hutchinson who done bits in the Champo for Ipswich. They keep hold of him. I think they'll have a good year. I reckon on their day, Birmingham and Wrexham are going to bloody a few noses. I reckon it's going to be a real dogfight. There's a lot of big clubs in that league this year, and I don't think we'll be getting 2 Centurions again.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, there's teams that didn't go up that I think will still be in the mix. Like I think Coventry have strengthened quite well as well. Lampard seems to be getting a tune out of them. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking because I've done my prediction. Sorry.
Also signed Ashley Young as well, isn't they?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, which is a decent addition for them. Do you reckon he'll roll back the years and start playing a more attacking role again, or do you reckon he'll go there as a fullback?
I think he's more there for the dressing room and the coaching badges in all probability, but I think he'll see minutes. I'm not sure he'll see sort of like huge amounts. I think this is more of it's a next step career move more than it is like for the playing time, in my opinion, anyway. But
okay, cool. Fair point. Oh no, he's back.
He's back.
You submit.
Yeah, I've gone with Leicester. I think Leicester will possibly come straight back up. I think looking at their team, they still got like everyone apart from Jamie Vardy. I thought I don't know. Leicester, yeah, they deserve to go down, but I thought they still played quite nice football when you watch them. Like, especially against a few of the big six, they did quite well in terms of like playing style. So if they stick to it in Championship, I reckon they'll be too strong for the Championship again, like they were, like what happened the last time they were there. Just too strong for the Championship and come straight back up again. Unless, like, with many teams we predicted, unless they get like an oval and everyone flipping gets sold and stuff, then all right, maybe not. But as of now, I'm looking at their squad. I think Leicester should come straight back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've all gone kind of shameless because we've all gone relegated teams coming straight back up.
Yeah.
Which is a fair point because they're probably the most expensive teams in the league. But I'm gonna go with John Southampton.
Wow. Okay, this is interesting.
For similar reasons as to why John went for Ipswich, and Stocky said a similar thing about proven goal scorers, because you've got, I'm sure, have you still got Armstrong, Archer, and Berrington Diaz?
Yes, there's more talk about potentially Berrington Diaz going at some point. I'm with you in the sense that I genuinely think that he's actually been a victim more of the managers he's played under than actually whether or not he's good at that. And especially at this level, I'd keep him.
Yeah.
I think there's a player in there.
Welcome back, Stewie Mack from last week. Good to see you again, sir.
Arsenal fan.
Again, probably should have read that before I flashed it up on the screen. And then Ginny stated, should you have a superstar? Can't see them not winning the league this season. They're also getting, because could you say back on loan?
Yeah.
Kick and chase league. I'm pretty sure this might be about the championship. I'm not sure, to be honest, but I'm not sure I agree with that. There's a lot of good football played in all the leagues these days, to be fair. So
it is an exciting.
Someone wants to pay me £3,000 a game to watch it, mate. Trust me, I'm going to be in for a lot of money this year, sir.
Oh, mate, I'd go and watch anything for £3,000 a game.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
In fact, pay me $3,000 a month, and I'll watch as many games as you want me to watch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But kind of like I was saying, if them three, Berrington Diaz and Armstrong have proved themselves to be good goal scorers in the league. Cameron Archer, you'd imagine, is going to be decent as well. And then you even look behind that, players like Diblin, Ryan Fraser, I know hasn't done a lot for a while, but good winger in the league. Is the young fella back? Edozie is his name? Is he back?
We've just sold him. Yeah.
Take him out of my reasoning then. But you saw also Matty Fernandez, Joe Rebo, Flynn Downs. Like this squad is pretty outrageous for the championship when you just look at the names.
I think my problem with that is I think it's going to get decimated in the next month.
Yeah, but then as of now, you look at it and you think,
yeah,
that's what I said with Leicester.
If they don't keep it together with the championship, the manager does something horribly wrong.
Yeah, I'm not so worried about the manager. Like I'm happy enough with what I've seen so far. But in terms of, I suppose we're jumping straight to I mean, I think when you some of the names you've listed there, it sounds like, to be honest, Diblin, we've already had the waters have been tested this week with Everton. I'm still convinced we're about 2 to 3 weeks from him going on strike at some point to force a move away. I think Saints are pretty much holding firm for what I think the papers are reporting as 50 million, but I think in reality he's closer to 40. And I wonder if events that have happened at Spurs today might mean that they suddenly start looking at a player like Diblin and flashing the money about a bit, because actually they're in need. I appreciate he played a lot of his time for us on the right last year, but actually when he's come up through the ranks, he has been more of a 10. And it'd be interesting to see if that was a punt that the Spurs were willing to take. Sounds like Fernandez. There was talk about West Ham, from what I was hearing. Looking at Matty Fernandez, but we've apparently gone back to West Ham and said something along the lines of he might move on, but he's looking to move abroad. I don't know where that would be. I think he's earned the right for that. But there was someone else that made whispers about. Again, look, this is all pie in the sky stuff, so this is nothing coming from like credible sources. But I was reading something about if West Ham were willing to kind of like tempt our resolve with Fernandez by offering Ward-Prowse, which would be outrageous.
Again, that's
It's nice.
doesn't sort of weaken the point that I was making. To be
Yeah.
fair,
No, absolutely. I think there's areas of the squad we need to address. I still think we need a goalkeeper now that Ramsdale's gone, but we're in a position now where we have to trim the squad in order to add to it. And I think it's just about how shrewd we can be. I'm not so sad about losing the Dozy. We've had like a raft of wingers over the last few years. I'll have to send it into the chat at some point. But there's an amazing stat about our wingers over the last 10 years and like goal contributions and stuff like that. And it's an area we've not been great in. Last time we were in the Champo, Edozie, I don't doubt. I mean, he's an immense amount of quality there, but he played as though he was scared of being touched. You know, it was like it weren't a lot of use at that level. I think Armstrong's a cheat code, which I think is one of the things that could have us up and around it.
Yeah.
I still worry about us at the back. I always worry about us at the back. So yeah, I don't know. It'd be. I appreciate the optimism from Mitch. I think we might sort of crash and burn in the playoffs. I'm not sure. Not sure we've got it. Samir, you know, with your one, have you taken in the potential points deduction into account on that with Leicester?
Sorry? So what? Say that again?
Leicester might. It sounds like Leicester are going to be facing a points deduction this season, which is why a lot of people have swerved them.
yeah. I've wrote it in permanent marker submit. It cannot be changed. Unfortunately, I had no pencils available at the time of recording, so
Get a fresh page, man. Wait a minute. No one told me about this. You know what? Fuck it. Let's
Do
go.
your research.
Jinx, big up again, bro. Good to see you back, man.
Yes.
Yeah, big up.
Oh, mate.
And as I said last week, find this guy's stuff on YouTube. Chinks Phase, Facts Only, which is FA Triple X, I think, and Kid and Chinks. Hilarious stuff, man. Go and find it.
Thank you, John. Again.
Did you want to change yours before we get into?
Yeah. I have a
Are you
change.
sticking with Leicester and their potential points deduction that they could actually get relegated rather than get near the top of the league?
Hell no, I'm not going with them. I'm gonna go. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go Sheffield United.
Sheffield United.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with them. I think they're always around playoffs or automatic positions. I'm gonna go with Sheffield United.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. That is it. Right, we're going to get into some cup competitions now. Nice one, bro. Right, let's get into some cup competitions. The English competitions we'll do first. Carabao. So, current holders Newcastle. Thought I'd slip that in there just in case anybody forgot.
You piece of shit.
Who do we feel is going to win that trophy this season?
Ooh.
In fact, I'm going to start
City.
off here because I haven't started one off yet, and I'm going to go with Chelsea.
Okay.
Just because I feel that they've built up a squad where they can rotate quite a lot and it not be that much of a drop-off.
Ooh.
And I feel that some of the other bigger clubs where they're prioritising other things will get caught out somewhere along the way. And then by the time Chelsea decide they're going full strength for every semi-finals, quarterfinals or final, I think they'll have enough to win it.
That's a shout. This one's good. So you said Man City?
Yeah, Man City. They
Jack will be happy with this one.
Why?
Usual Al Jack's not here this week, but he'll love you for Bolton Wanderers. But
He's pissed off with us.
yeah, Man City want to get back on the horse. They've won this quite a lot over recent years.
okay.
Yeah, you know what? Stocks convinced me of that one. I think, he's going to want to win.
Don't jinx me.
I'm not. It's John. Watch out for John. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with City as well.
Okay.
I think he's gonna be pissed off. He's gonna want to go for really much everything, and you know how much they love this trophy.
So you
So
reckon he's going to go, right, that's the first trophy of the season. I'm going
yeah,
Chelsea. I mean, I'm going straight for it, the Carabao, yeah?
yeah. Strong team and everything from the third round.
Giniesta reckons Man United will prioritise this trophy.
I was gonna say United, I was gonna,
Yeah, that's fair.
and then I
What
heard
the
stop.
hell is that? Is that a fish? Yeah, I don't know. No idea.
I hope it's a fish. Put it that way.
It's funny when you have to zoom in.
To be fair, that's a good shot because Pep does love this trophy and it's the
You
first
know,
trophy he can win of the season. So he might just be like, right, let's go and get it won and we'll build
They
from
want to
there.
get back on the horse.
yeah.
It's good reasoning. I like it. Sticking with Chelsea though.
Fair enough.
Hey, permanent marker. You
How
wear it
about
down.
you, John?
I'm going to go Liverpool. Just they've got a really good last few years. They've had a really good run to getting to the final or the last four. I think this will be the year. This year they'll be able to do it.
Okay.
Well, it's another good shot.
Okay. I don't think Jack didn't send me one for this, to be fair. No, he didn't. So we haven't got one from Jack. So we've got two from Man City, myself saying Chelsea, and John saying
Well,
Liverpool.
clearly Jack's gone Bolton, hasn't he? Or
Yeah, I think that's from Bolton.
But once Jack hasn't actually got Bolton to win their own league, so I don't think he's down for a trophy Carabao. This time last year, he was telling me Bolton are going to win the league by 7 points.
Damn. Oh,
It wasn't more than 7 points. It was bang on 7 points.
yeah.
In the league by 7 points, he gets 7.
Oh shit, Jack, come on.
One of those things. Okay, so we're all set in the Carabao Cup, the other domestic cup, the main domestic cup, the FA.
Why do I feel that this is coming home?
Where's home?
Home to Arsenal. Because we're the record holders of the FA Cup. We want it the most.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it lives at Wembley. But okay.
Yeah, but Wembley's our second home. But I'm joking.
You like second, didn't you?
Wait. No need for that.
So
Yeah,
are you saying now that Arsenal are going to win the FA Cup?
I'm going Arsenal. Yeah, I think
Okay.
like you said with Chelsea, we now also have two squads to go for like FA Cup and Premier League. I'd say. So yeah, I think we've got enough.
All right.
Yeah.
Right. Samir's gone his own club.
Do you know why I went for it as well? It's the ribbon. The ribbon is red. It's a sign.
What? Because I picked a picture with the ribbon being red.
Yeah, it's a sign, man. It's Arsenal.
Okay.
I mean, that was probably when Man United won it, but all right.
Yeah, it could also be Charlton Athletic for all we know. Jesus.
My mind is telling me Arsenal. That's why I went for it.
Your mind, not your heart.
Yeah. Oh.
Right, who's going to go next? Actually, go on, John. What do you reckon?
Don't test your hearing when you hear this. I'm actually going to agree with Samir and go Arsenal, which is going to age wonderfully when they lose 3-1 at the Riverside in round 4. But it's all good.
Why do you have to go there? I don't understand why. Why? You was doing
Do you know what? I think Arsenal are due to win something this year. And I think I think the FA good history in the FA Cup. Like Samir said, good squad additions. I think there's enough there.
I was waiting for your weekly dig in Samir's back.
He's got.
Yeah, I sort of did it.
I'm going to be watching Champions League this year.
Gave with one hand and took with the other.
Yeah. Stocky, over to you then. Who are your FA Cup winners this year?
It's a toss-up between two. I think I really hate myself for saying this. I was going to say Liverpool, but I think they'll be looking at the Champions League too much. So I actually think Arsenal are going to do it.
Oh my days!
What's going on
Oh
today?
God,
What is
Right.
happening in here?
I think
we're gonna have a full house.
No,
It's
we're
the
not.
ribbon. I'm telling you, it's the ribbon.
I think they might not be as close to the league as they want to be, and what I said as they want to be.
I know. I'm just.
The Champions League, I reckon, they'll do well to replicate that. And genuinely, he's under pressure. If they don't put all their chips in getting at least the FA Cup, then he could be in a bit of grief. So I reckon he's really going to go for it. More of a self-preservation.
You think that saves him then? If he wins the FA Cup and they have a season where they're not as close to the league, do you think that actually saves his job?
Yeah.
I think it does. I don't think it's like a thing of a Premier League or a Champions League at the moment. I think it's just any trophy now, even a flipping Carling Cup at the moment. It's just any trophy.
I disagree with that.
I think because you now addressed all the areas that people have been talking about you needing to address.
Yeah.
If you fell off to the point where you were nowhere near winning the league or nowhere near winning the Champions League, big questions would get asked there. Even to the point where I think one of the other two cups may not be enough to answer it for him.
It's not like it wouldn't be like the best thing in the world, but it will take a lot of pressure off him because no one's really talking about the big trophies anymore. Like I said, it's about a trophy in general. Like I've heard people say, yeah, he needs an FA Cup now. He needs a Carling Cup. It's not even just about Premier League anymore. It's just anything at the moment. I think it won't be like, oh wow, Arteta's done this. It'll just be a little bit of pressure off him.
Wouldn't be shocked by an Arsenal-Liverpool final though.
What? What's that?
I reckon there'll be the two outstanding teams in the competition.
Oh.
Arsenal and Liverpool. But I'll just go for Arsenal.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, I'm not going for Arsenal, which won't shock anybody.
Hater.
No, I'm going Newcastle.
Oh, of course.
Hey,
I thought you might.
mate, I was going Newcastle for the League Cup very early last year, and this year it's the FA Cup that I'm gonna speak into existence. So
I like that. I'll give it to you. I like that.
So yeah, we're going for it again. This year we're going for the FA Cup. That's the one. And I feel that as much as we'll do okay in the Champions League, we'll do okay in the league. That is a very realistic target for us to go and win the FA Cup. While the other teams fight out for the competitions that are just slightly out of our reach at the minute.
Yeah, why not?
So that is that. Right, we're gonna take a little sidestep away from the domestic stuff and go through the European competitions for now, leaving the Premier League till the end. So, from the FA Cup to the, I don't know if I've got my trophies running the wrong way. I'm pretty sure that's the Conference League.
It is, yeah.
Who knows?
Stock should be able to verify, shouldn't you?
Is that the?
It's just when the picture flashed up, then I was like,
"There's that."
Right?
That stunning trophy is indeed the Conference.
Okay. There we go. So, as previous winners of the trophy, Stocky, who are your favourites for the Conference League this season?
I think it's we've spoken a lot about transfers with sort of like Champo clubs and everything. I kind of think a little bit on the same with Palace. If they keep hold of all the players that they have now, I reckon they can really give that a go. Glasner's got form in European competitions when he was in Germany. I was very close to saying Fiorentina because they're in it again for what's like the third or the fourth year running. But whoever the English team is in this competition does have a distinct advantage over everyone else in terms of financial power, generally player level. So I I'm going to go with Palace because do you know what? When there ain't many feel-good stories in football, them doing well at the minute really is. And so I'm going to go for Palace. It seems like the easy thing to say, but I think they just got a good, exciting side with a manager who's got previous doing well in Europe. So, bit of a no-brainer for me.
Okay. No
Good
one
job.
would really argue that choice. Has anybody got anybody going against Palace?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Fiorentina. You know, they've been in there how long? Four times in a row now. I think this is it. I don't think there's too many. Like I've looked at the list. I don't think there's too many strong teams. If we're looking at Palace, I think no disrespect, but that kind of like says it all. Because even before, I thought West Ham were strong enough to win it. I thought Palace. I'm not Palace. Chelsea obviously were strong enough to win it. I don't look at Palace and think, yeah, like this stand out team in this competition. And like, depending on what happens with obviously us and Eze, I think that's going to be a huge miss if they lose him. And to replace that, I don't know where they could go about and replace Eze. If I'm honest, but yeah, I'm going to go with Fiorentina. So that's the two strongest teams in there is Fiorentina and Crystal Palace. So I'm going to go with Fiorentina.
Okay. Fair enough. So, John, what are you saying on this one?
In complete agreement with Samir again. Honestly, I think it will be. I see Palace getting cherry picked for Eze. I think that's gonna. I think that yeah. There's nothing to necessarily suggest that Glasner might not get cherry picked by someone mid-season. You never know what's going to happen, but it's yeah. I just think that yeah. I don't know. I feel like Fiorentina will have enough. Like I think Palace may not be the same Palace in a month's time.
Okay. So you reckon there could be a few changes that lead it to put Fiorentina as favourites, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go slightly rogue by the sounds of things. I didn't think it
Besiktas.
was slightly rogue. No, I'm gonna go Mainz
Good shot. Good shot.
because they've been decent for the last few years in Germany. I think they finished sixth
They really
last year
have.
in Germany.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's that far out to say that they've got a good chance of winning the Conference League. I would say that between the three teams that we've now mentioned and teams like Strasbourg and things like that, I think it's one of the stronger looking Conference League lineups we've seen since the start of the competition, to be fair, because previous years you'd look at it and you could potentially pick out two teams and one of them would go and win it. I think you're slowly getting a little bit more depth into the tournament now, I feel. But could be wrong. But that's just what it looks like looking through the list of sides that are in it this year.
To be honest, I think that's a great shot. I live in hope that Palace keep hold of their players. So I went for them, but I must say mine's is a great shot.
Yeah. So, well, thank you. I thought I had a little look through, and that's what I come up with. So I'm going to stick with that. Jack's also gone Palace.
Oh,
But,
fuck.
yeah. So yeah, it's that's just ruined Stocks' plan. But again, I feel Palace is a very heavily caveated pick that they don't lose your Gahey's, your Eze's, your Whartons, even the Glasner at some point between now and whenever the final is. So yeah, it's a tough one to pick when there's so many variables that could change. Right, one step up, Europa League. Go on, Samir. You sound like you want to get into this straight away. So this is a Europa League where the Champions League teams still do not fall down into the next competition. So whoever are in it from the start, thinking from England, we've got Forest and Villa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are two. You've got other clubs like Celta Vigo, Bologna, Lille, Porto, Lyon, Betis, Roma, Stuttgart. There's probably
Freiburg.
more.
Freiburg.
There you go. Yeah, some good sides.
Yeah, this one's a tough one.
Some good sides.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this one's a tough one.
Shakhtar Donetsk.
The Shakhtar Donetsk, isn't it? Oh, shit.
Besiktas.
I thought the Besiktas were in conference.
Besiktas, a Conference League.
I
Are
thought,
they?
I thought it was.
Because they were going to be they were like
No,
on
they're
the
not.
list
They're
of
in
my
Europa.
really left field picks for the Conference League.
Not bad.
They're in Europa.
Who? Besiktas?
Yeah, they're in Europa. Second qualifying round.
Are you sure they're going to get knocked out of that and go into the third qualifying round of the Conference
Yeah.
League?
Maybe. It doesn't say on there.
But anyway, back to the Europa League.
Yeah, they must have got knocked out.
No one's going to pick them for either the competitions, so it's not that important.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. This one's hard. I'm gonna go Villa. I'm gonna go Villa. Oh, this is Unai Emery's trophy. So yeah, I'm gonna go Villa. Just realised he knows how to win this competition. They've got the players for it as well. Yeah, I'm gonna go Villa.
Okay, so we've got one shout for Aston Villa. We have. Sorry, my screen's just gone crazy again. It does this at least for like 10 minutes every week. You have Ginny agreement.
Yeah.
It's pretty much exact agreement to what you just said. This is United's tournament. Villa are going to win it. So, is anybody going against Aston Villa?
Yes.
Good to hear.
Rude.
So, John, you first. Let's do this.
I'm similar reasoning to like both Iniesta and Samir, but I'm going with another guy that's won this tournament before. I think Gasparini's Roma will be up there.
Okay,
Yes, John.
Yeah.
That sounds like Stocky is also going to go Roma.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who's jinxing who there, but
Yeah, that's true. That's so true.
it feels like it's actually a bad thing that you're in agreement. But
Yeah, but like negative and a negative makes a plus, right? You know, it's like could be that.
I like the reasoning behind that. It's good stuff.
Mate, I reckon by the time they get to the semi-finals, me and John are going to have purchased one of the old skin-tight Roma tops. Back in the calls.
Well, Jack's gone for Real Betis. Third name into the mix. And for me, this is
Conference
one of the hardest
finalists.
ones to pick of the evening. And I still haven't really made a decision, to be honest with you.
I think the German clubs are a good shout in Freiburg and Stuttgart.
Yeah.
Because they're both decent sides.
I don't know.
I don't think they do much. They're in a bit of turmoil, although now they got rid of that texter, it's looking a bit better for them. They managed to get into the competition because they weren't allowed in it.
Oh, another one.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, it's all
how do you reckon Forest would do?
I reckon Forest are going to be terrible this season, to be honest with
you. Yeah.
Doesn't matter what competition they're in, I think they're going to be terrible in it.
Wow.
They had their year, and I think you're going to see a massive downturn from Nottingham Forest this season.
Wow. We've not even gone into Premier League yet.
Yeah, no, I genuinely don't think they're going to be anywhere near what they were last year. I think they'll be closer to what they were the year before.
Wow.
So, yeah, I didn't even consider them. I would probably... I don't know. I feel like I want to go really rogue on this and say Porter.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And it's not really based
They were
on...
bobbins in the World Club Cup, so...
Yeah. It's not really based on anything that's got really that much logic behind it, to be honest. But, yeah, I just...
Is it anything to do with the way we left the show last week with the signing of Jan Bednarek from Southampton, or is that swayed your thinking a bit? Or
it could be, to be fair.
Breaking news.
And there's
You're going to shore them up, mate.
For them to make similar signings. So yeah, I'm sticking with it. Porto's the one for me. And that leads us into the most major of the European competitions.
The big time.
The big time, yes.
Okay.
Champions League. I am not going to be completely shameless and say Newcastle
Surprised about that.
because that's just not realistic. Uh, I would probably have to go for a retention and go PSG because they're just such a strong side, and I think where it's quite a young side, they're only really going to get better.
Mm,
I think they'll kick on again this season, and I think they'll be equally as formidable this year as they were last year, or even more so because their squad's complete from the start of the season. They're not having to look to bring in a Cavascalia in January to strengthen. They've got a full squad from the off.
yeah.
Fair.
Stocky, what do you think?
Um, I, s- I spent most of my time thinking about this, trying to argue for a team to topple PSG. I know Chelsea had that result against them, but somehow I only think that's going to make them stronger long term, if you know what I mean.
Mm,
Yeah.
Um, I don't think Real Madrid will be pushing. I reckon there's going to be too much turmoil within the side. With I reckon there could be some ego problems and Alonso trying to make it all fit with all these pieces that he's got, and
Yeah.
whilst implicating a style that he wants. Initially, I thought like Barcelona could go toe to toe with them, and I don't know if you'd ever call them an outsider, but I think Bayern are really good as well.
Mm. You have got some very, very strong teams in there, to be fair.
yeah.
Yeah, but PSG just generally look quite complete. Mm, yeah, the, having seen them play their at the best for several months, there's just too many threats. So, yeah, I'm
Agreed.
gonna have to go with them.
And I feel that with them, a lot of well, a few of the other big hitters are going through some kind of transition at the minute. There'll be a
Mm,
different style of plays across the board. Like the English clubs, I reckon we see a different style of play from Liverpool and City, but we'll get into that more a bit later.
Hmm.
Real Madrid have got a brand new manager, have signed quite a few players. So yeah, I feel that where PSG is settled and they're just building on what they've already done, I think they're the team to beat again.
I reckon uh, if they buy another central midfielder, like a bit more of a dogged one, like for them tough away games. So like when they lost to Villa in the they lost at Villa Park.
yeah.
If they get like someone a bit tougher than Fatinha, although he's a lovely footballer, sometimes when it's against you, if you get a bit of a bruiser in there, like they really do look pretty complete. So then they'll have a side ready for any eventuality almost. It'd be pretty fierce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I'm gonna go. I want to scream Arsenal right now, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to go with Liverpool.
Okay.
Ooh.
Interesting.
I'm going with Liverpool. I think they've got strength in numbers. Their attack is wild. Anfield, and yeah, they just got a winner in their manager, of course. And I look at Liverpool as well, and Arsenal, obviously, as one of the teams that could go toe to toe with PSG if they were to go again. Um, yeah, it's just depending on what Salah we're gonna get this season. Are we gonna get the Salah that we had? What I'd say right up until before January, that, or are we gonna get the Salah that we had towards the end of the season, where it was just like we didn't even know if he was on the pitch or not. I think that's one. And obviously, I'm obviously looking at the FX situation. If he goes to Liverpool, then like I'm looking at this without Isak. I think Liverpool could still go with it, but with Isak, it's like yeah. they could be too strong for the league and Champions League.
I'd definitely be factoring it in without Isak, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, that's what I said. I said even without him, I think they'll be strong. But then if you do add him, it's like, what are we doing now?
I can't see it happening now. I couldn't see it happening when it first all came out, and I see it happening even less now
Yeah,
because both Isak and Liverpool are being dickheads about it. And I
yeah.
feel like the Saudis are just going to be like, "No, we're not having this. We're not getting bullied into selling a player. He's not throwing a strop, and we're letting him go." I just don't think they're going to have it.
I just don't
I
think.
agree with Mitch on that.
I
Yeah.
agree as well. I just don't think they have because obviously you're going to want at least 150. I don't think Liverpool are going to come in with
I don't
150.
think that's going to do it now. 150 was the number before all of this.
Yeah, now
I
you've
think they're
taken.
going to be real dickheads about it and go,
Yeah,
"No, we either want more than what we wanted because
yeah.
of how you've gone about it, and it
I
makes us
like
feel
it.
soft if we sell now." And they're going to set a precedent for both players and clubs that want our players that we're not to be fucked about with.
I like it.
So yeah, no, I hope that's what we do, and I think that's what we'll do because that seems to be what the club's all about at the minute. But
Mm,
I might be wrong.
I hope you're right.
Okay, so John, we have two
Uh,
PSG and a Liverpool.
so I was really toying with making it 3 PSGs for I think any of the reasons given. I've decided to go with probably the only side that was able to really go toe to toe with them in last year's competition, being Barcelona. I just think again it's a young side that's another year on. There's additions being made.
Mm,
I tell you what, whatever happens, I just hope there's more ties like what we had in that semi final between Barca and PSG.
yeah,
Because that's genuinely the sort of stuff where like if you're a kid growing up in this generation, they are the games that you're still going to remember when you're an adult.
yeah.
But we've all got them from like the late '90s, early 2000s for us guys. But like it was genuinely uplifting to see like two games of football as good as that at the back end of last season. So I'm going to go Barcelona. Maybe if only just to be a little bit more contrarian with it. But like, yeah, we'll see.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Can't really argue with any of the reasoning behind any of the picks there. To be fair, Jax has made it 3 PSGs because he picked PSG as well.
Yeah,
But I think we are going into a tournament where it could. There's a lot of ties that you'd like to see that would be some thrilling stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel it.
The other question I've got on this, actually, I've got a few other questions on this. Apart from Samir, who's gone Liverpool, who do you think goes furthest out of the English clubs?
Damn it! I want to say
You can't. You've picked Liverpool to win it. It's not possible.
Arsenal. Damn it! Damn it! I'm still going to say Arsenal. I'm going with my heart. Fuck my position. Yeah.
Elias has also gone Barca, so he agrees with you, John.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
I
Like
would
John and Stocks, what do you think on the
say I
English
reckon they
clubs?
have got the best coach.
Who's that, Barca?
Yeah. It's there's 6 in there this year.
Yeah,
Fine.
Yeah.
so
6.
you've
Yeah.
got Tottenham, Newcastle, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, and Chelsea.
Jesus Christ. One of us is going to win it.
It's quite interesting because I reckon a couple of teams will be a bit more focused on one competition or the other.
Mm.
For some reason, I think Chelsea might go the furthest.
You
Okay.
suck.
They've just got cut invite to me. I think
I
they're
know
really
what you
dangerous.
mean.
They're dangerous to anyone on their day.
Mm.
And who knows who they're going to sign between. I think they just signed a left back today as well, weren't they? Which
Yeah,
I find odd because I thought Cucurella, as much as I had said, I think he was pretty good. Again, it just adds to their squad depth. They're just
More of a centre back, to be
tired.
fair.
Like, sorry.
I think he'll be more of a centre back because he can play left back and centre back. So I think he'll be more of a centre back.
Yeah, but he's one of them that they'll play if they're going to do that weird inverting the right back thing with Reece James.
And then he.
Yeah.
It easily shifts into a back three.
Mm,
If you've got
Mm.
Cucurella, that doesn't really work.
mm.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like by hook or by crook, Chelsea just seem. They just seem to do well
Mm.
in cup competitions, and where you can fluctuate in the league, you'll go through the patches. They're just some days they can just turn up, and it seems to work for them in cups. Will I think a lot of the other English sides, sort of you'll say the bigger three, so you'd go Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City. I reckon they'll all be embroiled in a bit of a title battle, so they'll be thinking, are we be able to spread it across two competitions?
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that for
Interesting
it.
stuff. Interesting stuff. What about
Mm.
you, John?
To go furthest out of the English teams, I'm going to say Man City.
You
Um,
suck, John.
I feel we're going to see a lot from City this season. Just like I don't know, they've been going about it quietly. I know they got stuff done early, but I think there's going to be something cooking up there, and I think the
Mm.
manner in which they went out of it last time won't be lost on Pep.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. Another good shout. I am weirdly going to be one of the few times you ever hear me doing this.
Oh, here we go.
Arsenal to go furthest out of the
Oh
English
my
teams.
days! Wait a minute.
Interesting.
You will
What's
never ever hear me do it. Never back Arsenal for anything. But yes, I'm going with that. And the reasoning is, they've strengthened, but I feel the way they've strengthened doesn't benefit them as much in the Premier League as it does in the Champions League. So the
Hmm.
signing of Gokeres, for me, pushes them further in the Champions League than it does in the Premier League. Because when teams sit in and they do the low block thing, I don't
Hmm.
think he's going to be great at scoring goals in them situations. Whereas in
Uh,
the Champions League, a lot of the teams will come out and play football and they'll leave spaces and he'll benefit massively from that. And I feel there'll just be a different threat to sides now in the Champions League.
that's a great point. Not gonna lie, that is actually a great point.
So that's my reasoning behind picking Arsenal for that. So, but it'll be interesting to see.
Hmm.
Interesting to see. Right, so we're into the bread and butter now. The Premier League. And this one isn't just going to be winners. We're going to pick a top six and we're going to pick the relegated sides. And then we're going to
Yeah, yeah.
do also a surprise of the season, both good and bad, teams wise. So I feel we should probably start with relegation on this one.
Yeah.
So I will start with Jax because I haven't done that yet. I don't think he's gone Burnley, Leeds, and Wolves
Oh, you son of a bitch!
in that order from bottom up.
Son of a bitch! That's my food.
All right, Samir. Spoiler alert.
You might as well get there, man.
Yeah. So we now know that Jack and Samir agree that Burnley, Leeds, and Wolves are getting relegated. Does anybody else want to throw another name into that little mix who might go down?
Oh, hello.
I'll throw two in.
Okay.
I'm going to say Sunderland.
Ooh.
So you're saying
Do you think that's like
Sunderland? Sorry.
foreshadowing? It means Newcastle are going to get relegated now because
Yes.
like Mitch's stream stopped. Or
Please don't get me happy. Don't get me happy.
Never going to happen, Samir. Well, not again anyway.
where's he gone?
Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
That must just be John that can't then.
Wait, not this again.
Yeah, John's gone into the netherworld.
John?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh.
Hang on, a stock's gone as well. Is it just me and you?
Oh, my days. Can you not hear it?
No, I'm here.
John's
Stop.
internet's just killing people off one by one.
Oh, I can hear Samir, and that's it.
Well, God knows what's going on there then.
Just refresh.
I'd be a doctor about that if all you could hear Samir.
All right.
Yeah, I think Brentford's
Who's on?
club turnover is just massive.
I think John. I think refresh the page.
Yeah.
Yeah, refresh the page.
Yeah.
Go on. Yes, thoughts.
Yeah, Brentford's got massive turnover. Obviously, the gaffer, Norgard's gone Arsenal. The two strikers, because it looks like Wissa's playing up
Mm,
to get moved to Newcastle, or I believe Newcastle were bidding, but I don't think they will, Dan, because Benjamin Sesko's a bit further. It's all a bit confusing, but yeah, I just think it's too much of a turnover.
mm,
And to be honest, I've gone for Sunderland because I ain't quite the know-it-all on transfers like I used to be, and I know they're spending big money.
mm.
I've signed Xhaka as well, so they've got a bit of
Yeah,
You
experience.
could go for the shit pun and say granite. Uh, I still reckon it would be a struggle for them, but generally, I think the three coming up will have a better swing at it than they have been the last couple of years.
Okay. So you've added Brentford and Sunderland in. Which of the other three that I've already mentioned are also going there?
You see, I would say Burnley, but for some reason, I still feel a shred of loyalty to Sam. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say Burnley because I don't think they'll score enough goals
Mm,
in the Premier League.
Fair.
yeah.
Fair point. So at the minute, everybody's saying Burnley's going to go down. They're the only club to
Sorry,
be in
Sam.
everybody's picks so far.
I'm not.
Wait, you just agreed with Burnley, Leeds, and Wolves.
Yeah, no. Stock said sorry, Sam. I said I'm not.
Oh, I missed that. My bad.
Drop him back there. Get down there.
Okay, so John.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what happened there. I just had like a mid-stream seance. Like Mitch dropped off. It was just me, all I could hear was me and Samir.
Mm.
So apologies, Sam. If I was talking over anyone, my bad. Like, I do apologise. I don't know what was happening, but I am going to agree with Burnley. Even when I sort of look at it, yes, I get what they're trying to do, strengthening with Carl Walker, but my big worry for Burnley is going to be scoring enough goals to stay up. And when I look at sort of like bids being made for Armando Broja, I think there is talent there. I'm not sure that guy is going to be on his own enough goals in a season to be keeping you up. So I think Burnley would go. I think Brentford go. I can't see how this merry-go-round and all the changes and lack of experience in the dugout is going to do anything for them. So I'd say Burnley and Brentford to go. My third one, I'm going to go Leeds, and I don't want to go Leeds because my old man was a Leeds supporter, and I'm a big Daniel Parker fan for many reasons. But yeah, it just makes me laugh. Like when Norwich first came up, right? Sorry, it's a bit of a tangent here, but when Norwich first came up, what always made me laugh about Farker the most was that he seemed like he seemed like a kid that was being told off by a teacher but trying to defend himself. It's like every match day, like every post match interview he gave, he just looked like solidly
Yeah,
panicked.
I
It was like,
remember.
no, it's too young of a squad. But like we've got injuries in this, but like, he just seemed solidly panicked like in every match interview that he gave. I'm gonna go Leeds, Burnley, and Brentford.
Okay. All fair points. I am going to go Sunderland, Burnley, and Bournemouth.
Wow.
Oh,
Just because I feel the way Bournemouth have been picked apart from their back five stroke six is
Yeah.
just, you just don't recover from that. And they weren't miles out of it come the end of last season either. They're already on a massive dip in form. Yeah, I think they're in big, big trouble.
that's fair.
That's fair.
There's other teams that could slip into there. Sunderland, like Stocky said, they've spent a lot of money. There's been a lot of turnaround there. I don't think most of it's been spent well. As much as I think Shaka's an actually really good signing, I don't think the rest of it's actually done an awful lot for them. And like the others have said, Burnley, they're going to have to concede very few goals to stay up because I can't see them scoring many at all. But
Fair.
be interesting to see because I don't think it's as clear cut and dry that the three teams that have come up will go straight back down as it has been the
No.
last few years.
Wolves as well.
Yeah.
I know they signed the is it Arias from Fluminense?
Jean Arias, yeah.
Like he's a good player, but really it feels like he needs to come in and like take over the Cunha mantle straight away.
Yeah. Well, that's not fair on him, is it?
It's a big ask.
No, it's not. It's genuinely not.
It's not fair at all.
And I always banged on about how much I liked Ignore as well. So to lose him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough turnaround. Okay. So I think off the back of that, I reckon we go on to the team with the surprise team to be really poor this season. So someone who's either done well over the last few years or spent a bit of money and looked like they've strengthened over the summer, but to completely flop. It doesn't mean they need to be in near the relegation battle. It could be someone who was Champions League contenders to end up 10th or something along them lines. But someone to have a bit of a flop of a season.
Sorry, Mitch. I'm gonna have to go Newcastle. I'm sorry, Mitch.
Yeah, I knew that. I've already got it written down. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I'm going Newcastle, man. It's just, I think you need to strengthen bad, and at the moment, transfer wise, it's not going well for you. And yeah, and I don't know, that maybe that would affect the players and stuff like that. But I hate to go on off pre-season and stuff, but at the moment for you lot right now, it's not looking good. I don't know what it is. It's like you ain't got the full squad back or something. But I honestly don't know. You know more than me, Mitch. But yeah, I think you might struggle a lot this season if you don't add, and the players now that you're linked with. Jeez, like he ain't looking. To be fair, Benjamin Sesko is a big one, but then we're gonna get to it on transfers with the signing of the summer for you. Like,
Okay.
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But yeah, I think you will struggle.
No, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. It baffles me when people say that because we've lost no one and we've signed two players that make us better as a team. So it's a bit confusing, but okay, I get it. Stocky, what are you saying?
So, you know the pack you had last year, which were like solid mid-table.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're talking Fulham, Palace, Bournemouth, Brighton to a degree. I think one of them will get dragged down a bit. Just can't decide which one. I'm a little bit. Do you know what? Everyone always bigs up Brighton, so I'm going to say yeah, they're just not. Which is it feels almost a little bit harsh because just as a generally well-run club, but at times I thought they scraped a few results by hook or by crook, but I feel like that's the same for all of them. Probably least so Palace out of that little group, but like standing still is going backwards. So I don't think one of them is going to drop off, and I'm just picking Brighton because
I get that though, because we've all said numerous times, I think, on here that their model isn't something that's sustainable over long periods of time. So there has to become a point where there's a drop off. Maybe this is it.
Yeah.
John, who are you picking? Team to flop.
I was tempted. Yeah, I was tempted to go into that bracket that Stocks was in, but then part of my reasoning not to go there,
and like so well run, it feels hard. But
cool. Yeah, I think you're a little bit laggy at them. I don't know. One of you's a bit laggy over out of John or Stocks. I think it's Stocks.
Both.
Oh yeah, it might be both. Yeah, to be fair. John's now dropped out, so I'll do mine, and we'll see when John comes back on. See see how his connection's moving then. I briefly mentioned it earlier. I think it's going to be Nottingham Forest.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, so I think that Forest will finish in the bottom half of the table this season. It won't be as big of a fall off to be involved in a relegation battle or anything like that, but we will see them in the bottom half, I feel.
Yeah.
Who was yours, Mitch?
Nottingham Forest. I briefly said it earlier. I feel like they're not going to be anywhere near European football again. I think they're going to be in the bracket that Stocky was talking about, but probably at the bottom end of it rather than
Fair.
top end of it.
Cool. Yeah, I was going with that bracket that Stocky was talking about initially, and then when I thought about it, I was like, I think some of them teams were kind of maybe, I don't want to say punching above their weight, but I think where there was like drop offs for like, massive drop offs for like Spurs and United last year, some of them were maybe just kind of by proxy being like lifted up. So I was a bit like, actually, is that really, is it a bit harsh to say it's a fall from grace if the sides below them improve that should improve? So I'm actually going to go go a very different sort of angle on this. I'm going to say Villa, and I
Oh.
think the reason I'm saying Villa is like, I think one, they're going to have the fact they've missed out on Champions League football is crucial to that, because I think it will kind of, it will stop the consistency of what they were able to bring in some loanees last season, sort of Asensio and Rashford, more on the basis that they had Champions League football. And I don't think attracting similar caliber levels of players is going to happen with Europa League football. And I also think then what will happen is, I still think there's a decent chance that Watkins could get picked up by someone. And if that does, then how do you reinvest that money? Like, do you bring in a player that's going to, if you lose your proven goal scorer in that scenario, couple that with playing that kind of Europa League schedule, which I know is similar to a Champions League thing, but it's having a decreased, well, having the quality of your squad decrease whilst being expected to have the same amount of games to play. I just think Villa are going to fall into like, not drastically, but I could see them finishing that kind of eighth.
Nope.
Oh. Someone from Birmingham has just figured out John's IP address and cut him off because
Yeah, he said enough of
like
that.
what he was saying.
He said enough of that crap. Get him
Not
out.
listening to this no more. Get him out of it. But I see where John's coming from, because Stocky made the comment that standing still is moving backwards in the Premier League, and Villa have actually gone backwards due to their loan players going back, and they haven't strengthened at all.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Watkins goes again. If Watkins goes as well, then
Mm. Yeah.
They haven't got any money to buy it either, really, because I think it's quite well put out through the press that they're the ones that are in the PSR red.
yes,
Mm.
massively. Basically, John, since you've been off, we've all been agreeing with you that Villa's a great shout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's something. Yeah, sorry about the connection stuff. I don't know if I was just. By the time I'd finished speaking, you lot had all frozen on mine. So I was like, have I just ranted into thin air for no reason? I don't know what you call what you did. But
We kind of got to the end of you talking about the loans going out and potentially Watkins leaving. Then it just someone from Birmingham cut you off.
yeah, seems that way. I just think it'll be a heavy demand. Like, I know Europa League football and Champions League football, it's a simple, game wise, it's no different. But if the quality of your squad depth decreases and you're still having to play the same amount of games at either level, I just think they're going to suffer from it.
100%.
Yeah, we all kind of agree on that one, to be fair. I think they're all pretty good shouts and great reasoning behind them, apart from Samir's, obviously.
Of course.
Yours, to be fair, yours was one that I wanted to combat, but it's not a show for combating what you've said.
Yeah, exactly. Leave it there. Leave it there.
Next. Yeah, I'm not
Let's move on, Mitch. Let's move on.
going to try and shoot down your point.
We'll come back to
Although John did remind you that Leicester had a points deduction earlier, which completely changed your mind.
Yeah,
It
true.
tempted me to do a similar thing, but I'm not going to.
We'll see in December.
So now we're going to go position by position from 6th up.
All right.
we're gonna do exactly what we've been doing all show. Talk about who we think are gonna gonna finish, and why from sixth to the champions. So, Stocky, I don't actually think I've started with you on any of these so far, Stocks. So, over to you. Who have you got finishing sixth place in the Premier League?
It's quite difficult to have them written down. So wait there, I've got to work my way back here. So without blowing it up earlier on with Samir level spoilers. Who did I have there? I think I've got 6. I've got. I think I've got Newcastle beating Man United and Tottenham to it.
Okay, so Newcastle in sixth place, yeah?
Yeah, but I think it'll be like it's not a derogatory one. I think more. I reckon you lot are going to be pulling the bridge up behind you, if you know what I mean. I reckon there could be a gap.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm interested to
Not
see
much
the,
better
your
myself.
top five from
Four.
interesting one.
Oh, I might have miscounted it.
Nah,
Fair enough.
it's perfect.
Fair enough. Samir, what are you saying then? I'm guessing you're going to say a similar thing.
No, I went with Villa. I think I went with Villa up until I heard John's story, but I can't change it now. But I went with Villa 6. I thought, yeah, you know what? They had, looking at the squad, they had a strong enough squad to still compete this year. But then we started talking about just like they haven't added any too many players. So I'm kind of struggling with that one. But I'm just going to go with Villa 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so far, John in sixth place. We've got one Newcastle. We've got one Villa. Jack is saying Brighton,
Wow.
which,
Um,
yeah, I think we could have a little breakdown of that on next week's show because
Yeah, why do I like that?
that's slightly left field. That
interesting one.
Yeah.
who have you gone for, John?
I'm going Spurs. I think there'll be a drastic improvement in performance, even with having to handle more games in that sense. I like what they're doing with Polina. I think that's just going to give them a bit more bite, which they've desperately needed. Uh, there are some question marks over where the goals are going to come from, depending on what they do in terms of injuries and that. I could be proven to be like massively wrong on this one, but I think Tottenham will break the top 6.
Okay, I pretty much word for word, we're going to say what you just said there.
Okay.
I've miscounted.
Okay.
Newcastle
I
finished.
was right in my miscount. So bump you up one. I do actually have Tottenham there.
I had a feeling you'd miscounted because I was confused of the 5 that would have finished above. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you're
Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
I was very similar reasons to John. After watching them today, the way Frank has them set up defensively is quite impressive. Some of their players, like Archie Gray, looked much better than he did last season in midfield than he was at the back. And I think the way that he's got them, set them up, and he looks to have them wanting to play, I think we'll see drastic changes from them this season. But they just won't have enough goals to catch the rest above them, I don't think. That's the point that's going to let them down.
I think Solanke works well for players coming onto him, but I don't think he'll get like sort of top bracket centre forward numbers. And I don't think Brennan Johnson would get away with as many tap-ins as he did last year.
No, it's a different kind of play, isn't it? They're not going to play that cut it across the box type of thing. And then it's the kudos thing as well coming in.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you have changed that for me.
No, you've gone Villa.
No. I mean,
You literally said about 5 minutes ago,
I
you said Newcastle, now you're not going to change it.
no, I meant my next one, not the winner one. The next
Oh,
one.
cool. Okay. Changing the next one.
Next
Okay.
one was gonna be something, but that you got in my head with that one. That is
Okay, cool. So at the minute in sixth place, 3 of us are saying Tottenham. Samir's saying Aston Villa. Jack is saying Brighton, which I feel just to phone him up to find out why. Because I can't figure it
It'll
out.
be good.
Wait, what time did he send them?
It was quite early today. It was like it was still AM. It was like 10 AM ish.
Mm.
So yeah, he was either hanging from yesterday or he got on it early.
He was at a wedding, weren't he? So,
Yeah, and the Lions.
oh,
If it was yesterday, I would have been a little bit more curious because the Lions were on early, so I knew he would have been on it from early. But today, maybe not so much.
What?
Okay, so fifth place, I'll roll into Jack's straight away because it makes it even more confusing than the Brighton one. He's gone Aston Villa.
Blimey.
Yeah,
are we gonna spend an hour next week making him condone his choices?
we need to.
Well, yeah, these two I think need a little bit of explanation because I can't figure it out. But hey, he must have some thought process behind it, but I can't. I don't know what it is. Right, so in fifth, we'll roll on to you again, Stocks. Who would be your next choice? As I
I
feel we
had
already
you.
know who it was because of your miscount.
Yeah, yeah. I've got you and Chelsea wrapped together, really, but I just think they'll have more players of a equal standard within their squad. So, I just think I really do think that will be a difference because you're both going to really try and piss everyone off the best you can. Because it's not like, especially for you, like there's like long term plans, and you need to go and you need to make a noise in these things, and
Yeah.
sometimes it does detract from league form if you haven't got. Whereas Chelsea can do a bit. Well, who knows how many more they'll sign before. So yeah, I've got you sort of just in fifth because I reckon you'll be spread a bit thin.
I can't argue with that at all. John, so you've got Tottenham sixth.
I'm still making my mind up on this one, but I'm going to go with the opposite of where Stocky's gone, which will give you spoilers for the next bit. I actually think that although Chelsea will have more players, I think that potentially the lack of cohesion in the team that they're like, if they're chopping and changing
Mm.
constantly, that could also have an impact on form. I'm pretty much going to do fifth and fourth together on this one because I basically think like what would actually pip Newcastle into fourth there is that once Isak realizes he's not being sold, he's going to have no choice but to really play. I just think his goals will make a big difference. I think there'll be a slight bit more tactical cohesion from Eddie Howe than Maresca. I think there's a bit more scope for things. I'd say Chelsea fifth. I'm going to go Newcastle fourth, so you can skip me out of the fourth one. But
Okay. Samir, fifth place. You've got Aston Villa in sixth.
Yeah, I think I've fucked up because
He's
going
saying
back.
Brighton, isn't it?
No. Because obviously I said about Newcastle like falling off.
No, because it makes perfect sense. If Newcastle falling off, we're not finishing as the top six, surely.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So, but then I realized, shit, you might actually keep Isak. I wasn't thinking about you keeping Isak at that point. That's why I was thinking you.
To be fair, if you had turned around and said we're going to fall off, and then said we're going to finish fifth within the space of 15 minutes, I probably would have just changed the stream
Yeah.
location and not given you the new link because that would have been wild.
No, but you know what it is? This is what the way everyone's explaining things. It just hits you. You're like, oh yeah, oh shit. Oh yeah, I didn't think about that one. I didn't think about that one. Because who I have fifth, I'm just going to have to stick with it. Because I obviously stuck with Aston Villa 6, and I wanted to change that immediately. But I went with Tottenham.
Okay.
Oh,
I went with Tottenham
to
fifth.
be fair, that's a bit. It's not. It's not. I really don't think it's that outrageous.
Yeah.
Well, it can't be
Signing
because the
that
rest of
centre mid, I forgot
because
his
us
name.
three have all just put them
Lehman.
sixth. Them moving up one place can't be that bad.
Who?
Yeah. We've all just put Tottenham sixth for you. For you to say to say I'm fifth isn't exactly that much of a
Yeah,
wow.
but then you mentioned Solanke and then you mentioned Brennan Johnson. I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake, these are going to drop the fuck off, aren't they? They're not going to be as good. But
Nah, but they've got a good midfield now. They've got a better midfield.
yeah, but Madison's out. Madison got.
Honestly, I reckon they'll be.
Do you think they'll be better?
Mate, that's helping them.
Yeah.
They'll be less vulnerable.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that changes anything. To be fair, I think we spoke about this, Mitch. I don't know. Pellegrini changes too much. I think they still need more in midfield.
I feel like Polina means they concede 20 goals less.
Yeah.
You know?
And that was it. My point was they need a 6,
Yeah.
and they've now got a 6. So it completely changes my thought process on Tottenham. Before the 6, I was like, they haven't done enough to get anywhere. Now they've signed a 6, and they've signed a really good 6 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, it
To be honest,
completely
I
changes
think
my thought process on them.
if the other sides, so if the sides we're going up in the list, like in the league positions,
Mm.
I think they're all settled in that position. Otherwise, I think he's not good enough to go to them. He's at the Premier League side, the highest Premier League side who needed a 6.
Mm.
Yeah.
Arguably, mate. I think he's mustard. You don't go to Bayern. I know he's not been there long, but you don't get picked up by Bayern if you're too bold.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's still under 30 years old, so we can't even try and say that he's old and his legs are going to fall off. He's like 29, I think. So, like,
Yeah.
it's a very, very good signing.
I don't know about you lot, but my thought process with Spurs was on the manager more than anything else. I won't really think about the players. I just think with Thomas Frank, he's just got good ideas, like tactic wise and stuff like that. And I think that's what Tottenham needed because everyone saw what Ange had last season in terms of like tactic. He didn't have any, but I think Thomas Frank, if you can, if you can just like just sort it out. Yeah, I think Spurs could shock a few of us this season.
They won't shoot themselves in the foot.
Nah, nah, definitely not with that Highland crap. I don't think that's gonna happen. I hope it does. I really hope they continue that whole. I swear to God, please don't stop that. Like, but I think it's gonna be a whole different Spurs because, like, if we look at it, Spurs didn't really have a bad squad. Everyone kept saying it's more the manager, but if you have if you get the right manager, you never know. I hope they finish 20th, but I've gone 5th.
It'll be interesting to see what they do, to be fair.
Yeah,
because I feel like they've made a lot of the right moves. The manager change is good. Palhinha is good. And then they've also upgraded with Kudos. So see how it goes for them. In 5th place for me is Chelsea. I feel they've got a very big squad. I feel like they're going to play this season the way Stocky plays Football Manager when he's in European competitions. He has 2 completely different sides, but it's going to take them a while to get the balance of who plays when. And then I think once they've made that decision, I feel like they're going to miss certain players in certain games. And I just don't think Maresca's tactically flexible enough to push them onto another level from what we've seen of them already. So I think that they'll end up similar-ish points to this season. I just think the rest of the teams around them will end up with more points than they had. So that's my reasoning on that one. 4th place, John has already sort of did his 4th and 5th together. So John's Newcastle. Stocky did a similar thing as well.
Yeah.
So
But I've gone the other way around.
He's gone the other way around. So Chelsea are in 4th. I've done exactly the same as John. I've got Newcastle sat in 4th. Because I feel that as much as there hasn't been loads of signings, we've got certain players like your Lewis Miley's, your Willasulas. You've got Sven Botman coming back. Samir's probably going to criticise this comment, but Aaron Ramsdale makes us a lot harder to play against as a football team because he can actually kick the ball like a normal human being, rather than Nick Pope, who is a trigger for the press every single time he gets it. You remove a trigger for the press, we're harder to defend against.
Do you think Ramsdale starts over Pope then?
I don't think he will straight away, but I reckon by the time October starts, yes.
Okay.
All it will take is one game where Pope is horrendous with his feet, and it looks like he's stopping us play, and Eddie Howe will make that move. And
Cool.
also, I feel Elanga is a massive footballing upgrade of Jacob Murphy. People are looking at Jacob Murphy's numbers and not seeing it, but footballing wise, it's a massive upgrade. I've seen Jacob Murphy give away 3 goals in pre-season just because he can't play with his back to goal.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
it's night and day for me. Oh, you've gone a bit laggy against Stocks.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know what? Yeah, I mean, he had a cracking season. It was almost an out.
Yeah, I agree with you, Stocks. He was quite shit. Like, I don't think he was that amazing.
He had a great season for numbers, but on numbers only.
I also agree with Stocks saying there that Newcastle are going to get relegated. That's what Stocks is
Oh,
saying.
you're a dick.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Just to quell your laughter for a minute, Jack's got you in 4th. How about that?
Oh.
Jack does what?
He's got Arsenal in 4th.
Jack, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, Jack, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Jack. I see you. I see how it is, Jack. Okay. After I was praising flipping Bolton, it's over for you now.
Iniesta agrees. But his ball delivery and his ball striking is fantastic, Jacob Murphy. I give him that. But the amount of times, even today, the ball got nicked off him about 3 or 4 times because he's trying to make a turn 40 yards from our own goal. And he's just not clever enough to do it. It's so easy to read. And for the little I've seen of Elanga in pre-season, he doesn't do that. If he's under pressure, he just takes a touch towards his own goal. He doesn't try and turn straight away, and he keeps it. So I think it changes us massively as a football team. But Samir, it looks like yours is the only gap for 4th place.
Yes, I have Chelsea.
Okay.
Yeah. I personally think they've got a good squad. I think that World Cup win will do something for them this season. I think last season they were close, like closer to us and Liverpool in up until obviously December, and they fell off. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're a lot stronger now, and like I said, that whole World Cup win has definitely lifted them and will definitely help them, aid them in getting stronger. So with Chelsea, it was difficult between 2nd, 3rd, and 4th for me personally. I think they're going to be that strong next season. But yeah, I've gone 4th with Chelsea.
Okay. Okay. So before we move on to the top 3, little question, because just based on what you've said there, Samir, it sounds like you're saying the top 4 will sort of be a little bit further away from everybody else. Whereas I think it was Stocky was sort of insinuating earlier you'll have a top 3,
Mm.
you'll have 4 and 5, and then behind that you'll have another gap as well.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. I think from 1st to 4th there won't be that big of a gap. Personally, for me, I just look at Chelsea. I'm just looking personally at Chelsea. I just think they really gonna. I feel they're gonna be strong next season, but I don't see them winning the league. But yeah, I think they're gonna beat a lot of teams next season. I don't think they'll lose too many games. Yeah, and then I don't think us Liverpool and City are gonna lose too many games in a weird way. But yeah, I don't know. I think it will be a weird season. I don't think there'll be a big gap. No, not for me personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was I right in thinking of what you was insinuating, Stocks, that you feel the top 3 will be sort of cut away a little bit, and then 4th and 5th will be pretty close, and then there'll be another gap back to 6th?
Yeah, I think you're going to go block of 3, block of 3. Well, we'll just about squeeze Tottenham in with you and Chelsea as we go in top 6. And I reckon sort of definitely put it like this: there will be a substantial points gap. Whoever finishes fifth, and let's say 8th, I reckon like you and Chelsea will be that far away. But again, I think they'll be spreading themselves a bit thin. But I reckon they'll get close to you. As I already mentioned, they won't shoot themselves in the foot as much, and that will be enough.
Okay.
Yeah, I personally think with what you've both seen, I think on paper, yeah, you're probably thinking City, Liverpool, and Arsenal are gonna have that gap because, like everyone said, everyone saw us going crazy in the transfer market, and everyone automatically thought, yeah, shit, it's just gonna be these three in the transfer market. But I think yeah, Chelsea are doing all right in the transfer market. They're adding, they're not really losing, so that makes them that makes them stronger. Um, Yeah, I personally think it's just going to be a weird season.
Yeah.
So many ups and downs.
Fair enough. What are your thoughts on it, John? Before we roll into everybody's top threes, do you think it will be split a similar way to what everybody else has said?
Not quite. I actually, without trying to give any spoilers, I think basically I do agree that I think fourth to sixth will be kind of like put together as such, like closer together. I actually think second and third will be closer together, and I actually think we're gonna. But I think this year we're not going to get as close of a race as we've had in previous. I think we're going to get a team that just kind of runs away and gets it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on a similar thought process. So from there, I think we should roll into our top three without giving away who people think are winners before we actually get there, and then we'll discuss that last little bit at the end. So third, I'll go with Jack's first, which is Chelsea.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. His top six are very interesting. John, who would you put in third place?
Liverpool,
Oh, you?
which I know seems like a mad drop off, but
No,
I actually, yeah.
I feel like you've copied my homework, to be honest with
me
you, John.
too.
But
That's what I'm shocked. I am shocked.
I don't know how, because we haven't been anywhere near each other for a very long time. But it feels like you've copied my homework. So, and judging by your reaction to me, you've also got Liverpool in third, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Stocky is frozen. I'm not sure if he's still with us.
I think he's shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has.
I think he's shocked by it.
John sent shockwaves through his Wi-Fi. It's completely stopped working. So for me, yeah, Liverpool, I've got Liverpool third as well. So
Oh,
he's kind of off.
he looks like one of the bushwhackers there. He's sort of like, I don't know what he's doing. What's going on here? Like,
Something's
You
just
had to
flown
slap
into
John
the
in
room
the
and he's
face
trying to
because of that.
sort it.
We had to slap
Exactly.
He looked like he was meant to
Basically,
slap
my
him.
thought process on Liverpool is I think Slot is going to sort of veer more towards the way he's played previous. Whereas last season, I feel it was tweaking Klopp's system to get what he could out of the team. Whereas the signings now make me think it's going to be a change of system. He's going to try and lean away from the reliability on Salah scoring goals. And I don't think it's going to be a smooth transition. I feel like they're going to drop off from where they were last season and it won't work straight away. And he might not get it right in time to be fully in a title race.
Yeah, I like that. I agree totally.
But we have Stocky back. We didn't get anything.
Sorry, John, I
from
was
what
just
he
eating
said.
sardines from the bushwhacker comment.
Oh, yeah.
beautiful. I'm glad you heard it. You know.
Yeah. I'm getting the look these days as well, aren't I? Yeah, that's worrying.
Shit.
Well, give us your big
If
like, you
anyone's
know.
having a wrestling team party, I know where I'm going. Yeah.
So, who have the remaining three of you got in third then, Stocks?
I've got Arsenal third.
Ooh.
Just go straight in. I've got Arsenal third.
Okay. Suppose it's a little bit different from the second that they seem to love these days. So
I got West Ham relegated. I'm joking.
we know you're joking to me because you've already told us you've got Burnley, Leeds, and Wolves.
I meant West
I'm
Ham.
lagging. Sorry, I said Arsenal.
I'm
Yeah,
confused,
no,
but
we've got Arsenal with third.
Arteta's going to go for everything, and I reckon they'll get spread too thin.
sorry, we didn't hear you. Sorry, say that again.
Yeah.
Basically, he said you're rubbish.
Well, we're
and
not
you're
far
starting
off of
to
it,
fall off
Amir.
the cliff. You've plateaued, and you're just going to start coming down from here.
Am I going?
Yeah, you're massively laggy. Stocks.
Let's move on from it. Let's move on from it. You don't come back.
The bottom line is he's got Arsenal third.
Yeah, disgusting.
That's the key thing, right? So I want to know how shameless you're going, Samir, from the off. So second place, who have you got finishing in second place?
So Man City, that's who I have second place. That's who I have second place. The Man Damn City, all right?
Okay, so you're
Who I
going
have.
full on shameless. Wait, so
Yeah.
that means you're saying Arsenal were doing a double, right?
Did I say that? Yes, I freaking did.
Okay,
Yeah,
you got
that's
Arsenal
right.
for the double. All right,
I wanted
nice.
I wanted to say Arsenal Champions League as well. I wanted to say triple, but that's a bit of a stretch. But I'm going for all. I don't know. I feel like we're moving a bit different this season, man. I think the strong. We've got numbers this season. Like if you look at our bench, like if you just sign as well Eze or anyone that just got on the left wing that could take Martinelli out of it, I think we've got a good strong team to go for both FA Cup and Premier League and Champions League. Okay, and Champions League. But yeah, I think we're like my biggest issue obviously was last season we lost Saka for a bit, we lost Havertz for a bit, we lost Odegaard for a bit. I think if we have a injury-free season, and that's my biggest hope, injury-free season, we're winning the league. And we need to pay off some of these referees as well. Yeah, so that's another one. We need to start putting money in their banks because I think that's what the problem is right now. We're not paying them. So that's another one. Paying these referees injury free, and we won the league.
So what you're saying is you're hoping Arsenal go into doping so they don't get injuries and then bribe the referees to win the league. Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say that, Mitch.
Any means necessary.
Say that, Mitch. I didn't say that in that way.
Eddie Guerrero, cheat to win.
Hey, listen, if that gives me flipping, he won the world title at the end of it, so that gives
Yeah,
me.
no, there you go.
Okay, we were all happy when he did it.
I like it, but the backing of Arsenal's good. I like it. I like what you're saying. So then that means let's who can we roll into next? I'm gonna say John because John's the other person left who could potentially have Arsenal winning the league. So let's see if you have got Arsenal winning the league, John.
I'd love to say that I did, but no, unfortunately, where I say I see it not being close in terms of like the champion, the next champions going on to win it at a canter. As much as Arsenal have strengthened, and whilst we're doing wrestling references, I just feel like just when Arsenal think they've got the answers, Pep Guardiola changes the question. Um, you know, and to be fair, I think Pep's about three more charges away from wearing a kilt on the touchline anyway, and just cutting nonsensical promos in a post match. So, yeah.
Exceptional work. I love that.
I don't love it, John. Honestly, John, you've been after me since.
Actually,
Sure.
I don't even know why. I'm sorry.
Nah, you've been after me, like you were
But
this close to winning
I
the
just think,
league.
like honestly, although Arsenal are making all these changes, I think they're making them a year too late. Like for
Ooh,
me, like
that's
in
good.
order to be able to win the Premier League.
Yeah, you know
So,
what?
yeah,
That's a good point. That's a good point. I can't argue with that one.
Okay. So, like I was saying, I still feel John has copied my homework. It now turns out we have got the exact same top six in the exact same order.
That's good. I enjoy
That's
it.
brilliant. That's
I've
brilliant.
also got Arsenal second, and for a similar reason that John said. And the reason I didn't go into the way I've grouped and the spacing of the teams is I think City go clear, and then you have Liverpool and Arsenal that are quite close, and then you'd have Newcastle and Chelsea that are quite close, and then below that there's a bit of a gap again.
Clear, but they haven't like improved the defense.
Huh?
I think that was a big issue for them last season, and they desperately need a right back, but I don't think there's too many out there. You're saying no with Livramento, so who are they actually really going to go for? Like their defense ain't the strongest, and that is their biggest issues. And we don't know about too much about these new signings. Are they going to fit Pep's system? Are they, are they going to be good from the off? We don't know.
I don't think Pep's not going to use the same system again.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
think the difference, as much as people will probably look at it and say, well, you use that against Liverpool, the reason
Mm,
I'm not using it against City is because he had a decent amount of competitive games in the Club World Cup to get a good
right,
look
yeah,
at how this system is going to work and how it's going to work with these players. And
yeah.
he's had time to go away, have his break, tweak a few things, little preseason, and back into it. And I feel like they're going to be a monster again this season.
Good point. Good point.
That's the only reason I'm differentiating between City and Liverpool, because Liverpool are making changes. They've had a pre-season. If it doesn't actually start working straight away, he's got no time to go back and tweak things. He's got to do it
Mm,
while they're in the thick of the Premier League season.
yeah, yeah. My only worry with them is their defense. I don't know what like they conceded quite a few goals last season. So if you're not adding to it, you're not changing much.
Yeah, but it's not always just about the players in defence. It's about what you set in front of them.
Yeah,
So
of
you have
course.
Rodby back. We'll have Rodby back, and I think they play a double pivot. So I think it completely changes the dynamic of how open they were last season.
Yeah, of course. But like even with the goalkeeper situation, like who is going to be their number one? I think they've had enough of Edison, but obviously Edison wants to stay. They bought Trafford, but is Trafford big big enough to play for Manchester
Yeah,
City? Like,
Trafford is exceptional.
yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't know because no disrespect, like he was gonna go to Newcastle, and I don't know. I feel like with obviously City are a bigger, better club. I don't know. I bet they got better players and better squad. Sorry, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's big enough for a Man City. I feel like they're still going to go with Edison. Obviously, give that one more, give that one more season, and probably have Trafford on the bench.
I
I
don't know.
don't
I
know what
don't
the
even
price
think it
is.
goes the full season, mate. I think
I don't know what the
Edison
price
is
is.
in a similar boat to Nick Pope. I think Pep will give him the
Oh yeah, a
start.
few
I
games
think
in a
he'll
few
give him the
months.
start of the season.
Yeah,
It will take 6 weeks to 2 months, and you'll find a reason to bring Trafford in,
that's
and
not
then
good
you'll
though.
see how good Trafford is.
To win the league, that's not good though. You need to be set. Like you have to be set. You can't be like, oh yeah, if Edison's fucking up, that means Man City are fucking up. They're obviously losing or drawing games.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see, but I can't see past them personally.
Mm. I personally don't think they're set. I think Liverpool are more set than they are.
How?
Like in terms of like you said, like Liverpool have added obviously to their attack, but their defensive. Actually, no, that's a lie. Actually, they completely changed their defense as well. Actually. All right,
Of course they have.
Arsenal are set. Arsenal are set, not Liverpool. I,
Liverpool could literally start next season with 5 new starting players.
yeah,
How are
I
they
forgot
set?
about that. I forgot about that. Liverpool are not set. Arsenal are set.
Okay.
Jeez, there's some backtracking from Samir tonight, isn't there?
No, but I'm just saying, like, we don't really have too many question marks compared to how City and Liverpool do.
I've got a lot less
You got
question
different
marks over
question marks.
City. Yeah,
Do it?
I've got
You've
a
got
lot.
The one
different
question
question
mark we
marks.
have right now is just Jokeris. That's honestly the only question marks. Like, you can't question our defense. You can't question our keeper. You can't really
I'm
question our
not
midfield too much.
I'm not questioning the players. It's
Mm.
it's everything. It's the
I know.
whole.
Yeah, yeah.
It's it's the demeanor of the mental side of the game sometimes. think
Yeah.
Arteta gives such big potatoes.
Mm.
I almost think it's counterproductive. He
Mm.
bigs you up so much that then you have to replicate how brilliant he says you are. And I think that's the thing that you trip over a lot. If
Yeah,
you
but
just went out, just played like a good side, but
mm.
I don't know, there's something about how he sets it up that makes you quite dislikable to a neutral. Like the football's good,
Yeah.
but there's just something about it that pisses us all off.
Mm.
If you know what I mean.
You know what? I get it. I get it. I see. Arteta recently he's been acting up, and I do.
Yeah.
I do get it. But I think personally that's just probably pressure as well. There's so much pressure on him.
Yeah.
He wants to win so bad, and like some of the things I don't get, but some I'm just like, yeah, football needs that. Why are we really on him like that? Because what you want your manager to just stand still and just flipping point. Nah, you need your manager with energy, just going at it, telling the boys yeah, no, telling the other players fuck off. We love that. That's part of football.
Yeah.
I mean, we love Mourinho for it. I know, I get it, he's a winner and stuff, but we loved him for it.
Yeah, Mourinho did it in a very different way, to be fair.
Did he? It was he's 10 times worse. He was 10 times worse.
And Mourinho came as a winner and did
Yeah,
it.
no, I get it. He's a winner, but like if we just take that out of it, the antics are pretty much similar, but Mourinho was worse.
I'd say there's brashness and bravado and being a bit of a smart ass know it all, and then there's petulance. I think that's the line that I teeter on with Arteta.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Like he's remember when Klopp, like cracking manager, and generally I liked him for most things. But remember when like a plucky team would go really close, but Liverpool would still win? It'd be like, oh, they're great, they're lovely, oh, such a well-run club. But when he lost to him, it's like, oh, it'd moan and slag them off. I know that's the way football goes. When you've won, everything's brilliant. When you've lost, everything. But Arteta gets like that, I think.
I think Pep's like that as well, though. Pep's like that. There's quite a few managers like that, though. Pep's like that.
I don't know. He is to a degree. Like everyone is. No one wants to lose, and it's worse when you've got like millions of people telling you what you've done wrong. It's not, but I think Arteta goes a slightly different way that I find a bit unpalatable, and I think it causes more pressure, not necessarily on the team, but on your results and what you bring to the table.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? I'm not saying you're a poor side, but you have to live up what he makes. That's difficult.
Yeah, the players see it. It's true. I get exactly what you're saying. 100%.
Yeah. Well, we still do have one final announcement because Docky hasn't told us who's finishing first and second out of his.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Right. So I kind of said earlier on this is going to be a ducat between them, and I'm going to have to go into a little explanation. I reckon it would be more of a fatal freeway at the top. I reckon they'll all be pretty close. I'm going to go City second. I think Rodri is going to transform that team, having him back. And that, as Mitch alluded to earlier, that double pivot with Reinders is going to set them out. I worry about him at right back. I think, although they've sorted left back, I'm unsure at centre back, but Haaland will still most likely threaten the top goal scorers, if not be the top goal scorer, and that will still win them X amount of games. Whilst I think they'll regain that central domination of the field for a high majority of games with them two in there. Liverpool, I know you lot said they've changed, but I think they've upgraded at both right back and left back.
Fair.
Gyökeres is better than Robinson last season, and although Trent's a fantastic football player, is Frimpong a better right back? Arguably so for me.
Yeah.
although he's not going to have the passing range, etc., of Alexander-Arnold. His pace and energy up and down were threatening more of an overlap, let's say, for Salah.
Yeah.
I do think Liverpool need to address a 9. I think that would be their problem, whether they convert someone they've already got.
Ekitike's a 9.
Yeah, particularly. I was about to say, is he not?
I've seen him coming in off of lefts and whatnot.
That's
Would
what
you
I
say he's a full
Yeah.
I haven't watched that much of it, so
Yeah.
I'd be.
I've said this for like 2-3 times. It just reminds me a lot of Gakpo. Gakpo's pretty much
Yeah.
comes in off that left,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
are natural number 9s.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ekitike is
All right.
number 9. Yeah.
So Ekitike and Marmoush played as like a 2
Mm.
before Marmoush moved to City.
Okay.
I,
Well, that kind of backs me up further with Liverpool. I think there's a lot on verts. That's the only worry I have about Liverpool's verts.
What shape do people think Liverpool are going to play next season? Because I feel there's a slight imbalance going on at the minute, and if they do end up signing Isak, it just makes that
It makes it worse.
It makes it worse.
Yeah.
Because someone said to me they're going to play a diamond the other day when I brought this up, and in my head, probably because I was tired, it was near enough 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like, I didn't fight against it, but the more I think about it, the more it makes no sense. Because where the hell does Salah play in a diamond? Like, I can't figure it out. Are they going to go 4-2-3-1? If they do, who drops out of their midfield 3? Instantly, talent-wise, people are going to say Slobozlai. But then where's your legs in midfield? What, you're going to play McAllister and Gravenberch? That's like me saying Newcastle are going to play a midfield 2 of Tonali and Bruno. Yeah, they're both fantastic football players, but Joe Linton's the one that sort of blends them all together with the way he goes about things and his robustness to get about the pitch. It's all about balance, and it just doesn't. The balance doesn't look right for me. And if they go 4-3-3, especially if they start with that, who plays where? Who does what?
Yeah. So Verts will probably have to play in that midfield 3. Like,
Again,
it's like,
you can't. What midfield 3 do you play with Verts in it?
That's what I'm saying.
What other 2 do you play with a Verts in a midfield 3?
Nah, it's a big question. That's why I worry for Liverpool. I think that's why most of us have them 3rd, because the balance ain't there. Like, it is pretty much all over the place. Even with this Isak link, like, it doesn't make sense to me at all. Like,
I said last week, I think that's more of a market opportunity. They'd kick themselves if they didn't go for it. I don't think there was ever the plan to go for him. It's just that it's come about, however it's come about.
That's true.
That's a huh?
I think they're just being dickheads and rocking the apple cart.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, but I do understand the balance thing. I reckon there'll be more of a 4-2-3-1. I know someone, but also I think Mitch. We said this a lot. He just sort of tweaked what Klopp did last season, and it worked perfectly. This year, it'll be more of his own stamp, and said about pressures on Arteta. I think that'd be a similar pressure on Klopp. On Slot, because now he's got to move away from that sort of vague blueprint. And if it's, as you said, if it's iffy from the start, there's no time for adjustments, really, is there?
Yeah,
because there will be I think there'll be a race, because I still think Man City will have vulnerabilities.
Yeah, like going on to pressure. I wanted to say this a bit earlier. I think when you say about the upgrades on the 2 wing backs, I think they are slight upgrades, but I think there will be a lot of pressure on these 2. I think Gokeres obviously came from Bournemouth, so that's a different. Like, we're not really watching him as much compared to how he's going to be playing for Liverpool. Yeah, Gokeres, isn't it? I mean, Gokeres. Yeah, Gokeres now. That's like, it's a whole different thing now, playing in front of Anfield, and Yeah, similar for Frimpong. You're basically looking like I have to replace one of the best right backs in Premier League history. And then what's his name? Gurkes as well. He's probably thinking exactly the same and similar. I'm replacing one of the best, not the, maybe the best left back in Premier League history. And I think that could possibly put a lot of pressure on these two. Because if the crowd see that you've messed up, they're gonna be on you. Because obviously you're replacing our best. We want the best. So if you mess up, they're going to be instantly on them, and then I think that could possibly get to them.
Potentially, yeah.
So it's all up in the air for these teams. So that's why I feel like we're just going to sneak right into the Premier League and win it all.
Yeah, another thing that I've been asking people recently is, don't you feel that this is one of the Premier League seasons more recently that we're going into where there is so many variables and so many questions over so many different teams that it makes it hard to confidently predict anything?
Absolutely. I look forward to changing this in a few weeks.
It's so true.
Yeah.
I wanted to say a point on something like just like it's weird how everyone just like dragged this out. It's about Arteta said in a press conference one time about how there's like they could possibly be 6 or 7 teams challenging for the Premier League. Like, what do you guys think of him saying that? I've seen a lot of like people going outraged. Like, what do you mean? This like I know he doesn't mean it like that. He's just basically saying there's a lot of strong teams in the Premier League, and everyone's saying, oh, he's just trying to, deflect because obviously he's because Arsenal might not win the Prem, and he's that I don't know. It's a weird thing for me. Like, there's crazy outrage of him saying that. I think I've used them words in the past. There's like 6 teams in a title race.
I think the best way to look at that is that, like, if you go across the top leagues in Europe, there's a pretty good case to argue that, like, you can't really look at like too many leagues and say that their kind of fourth and fifth place teams are as strong as our fourth and fifth place
Exactly.
teams, and so on. Like, I think there's a good argument for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's probably where Arteta's more coming at it from. I don't know if it's deflecting off of not winning the league or anything like that. It's just it's a fair argument. Like it's a much tougher league to win than it is. Like, other, look at PSG. Like, like obviously, best team in Europe right now, but they're coming off of winning like 10 or 11. Like, well, they're not in a row. So I know Lille snuck one in at one point, but like. You know what I mean? It's like more often than not, that's a foregone conclusion. Like Bayern would normally have been, but for that anomaly with Leverkusen, like Bayern would normally be a foregone conclusion. It's like in the Prem, City were looking like they were in danger of that, but actually, like we've got a group of teams pushing now, which makes our league more fun to watch in that sense. So,
yeah, I like that point.
Okay, right. We've got all of our selections sewn in. There is some variation to it, but as it stands, Premier League winners: Stocks, Jack, Liverpool. Samir has gone Arsenal. Me and John have both gone Man City. So, as we've discussed, it'll be very interesting to see how this all pans out. We have various winners of various different things. So, someone has to be right somewhere along the line. If we're all wrong, then it's going to be one hell of a season.
yeah.
I feel there's one more thing that we need to talk about that we haven't so far today. Actually, no, I'll do two. I'll do both of them together because it wouldn't be fair to not. So, done deals. I had a list of 5. Trafford, we've done. Xhaka, we've done. Paulinho, we've done. One that we haven't done too much on. It's going to be a bit of pain to end the show for both me and Stocks.
I think
to start.
Save the best for last.
It's only pain for me because this for me sits in the bracket of a John Joe Shelby signing that I absolutely ridiculed this player at some point.
Yeah.
And I didn't see what all the hype was about. And now I'm potentially going to have to do a massive U-turn. I understand the signing. He's still a goalie that I don't agree with the way he goes about things. A little bit like Pickford, he gets too involved in all of the other stuff with winding fans up and all of that crap. I don't like it. I've never liked it in goalie. But footballing wise, he's a much better goalie than Nick Pope. And if we're looking to push on as a good side, we need a footballing goalie. It's a loan with an option to buy. So I can abide by the deal as much as I would have preferred a different goalie. But we'll see how it pans out. The other one.
My internet's lagging. Blah, blah, blah.
Stocky is sat in a very similar boat to me on this.
No, my boat's sinking. It's a lot heavier. There's holes all over it. I'm dead.
So over the years, Stocky doesn't like Callum Wilson at all.
Oh, God.
He has given me all kinds of abuse over Callum Wilson over the years. He is now a West Ham player. I personally think if he can stay fit, it's not the worst signing. But Stocky, just a quick one on your thoughts on this.
Just so it doesn't. I know. Thanks to you, that's a Newcastle. It's because he handballed it in the net against West Ham for Bournemouth, and then interview had the cheek to say, "Oh, it's a little bit of magic. You cheated, you fucking cunt."
Damn. Stop supposed to be now. You can't do that.
Wow.
No, look, I will state now he will have to score a lot of goals for me to change my mind. A lot of goals.
Yeah.
I'll go into a bit further, right? Our board have said that this deal makes business sense. Business sense.
Cheapskates.
Well, depends how fit he is, really, doesn't it? How much he gets paid for these appearances? Because essentially, we need to keep full Krug fit, so he'll come on for like 15 minutes every game. So, how much money is he going to take from that? We let Antonio go today, when I think he could have done a similar job to what Wilson's going to be asked to do. If he is fit, he can get a goal, but is he going to do it? And how much are we paying him? And the thing that really sticks in the core of West Ham supporters is this is such a Sullivan signing. He always tries to sign players that done well against West Ham over the years. So Wilson always scored against us. It was Lukaku. And also, I'm pretty sure Wilson has Barry Salthouse as an agent. Is that correct, Mitch? Did you know that?
Mate, I have no idea who Barry Salthouse is, so
Right. Well, he's David Sullivan's favourite agent, and we funny enough, get loads of players that come through his agency because he's best mates with Sullivan, or they have a long-standing business relationship. This is why so many West Ham supporters are kicking it off about it. We say that our side lacks pace and energy, and I don't think this brings the pace and energy we require. Like for me personally, I know he's scored a lot of goals in previous seasons, but the more recent ones wouldn't suggest that. I'm not chuffed, and that's me being more subjective to it as opposed to saying I've never really liked him for cheating.
no, that's all fair points.
Yeah.
But I feel, I feel it could work. If you're not paying him that much, it could be okay. But we'll see how it goes. Both signings that neither of us are that happy about, so we'll have to see how they turn out. I think it's about time we wrap from there. Anybody got anything they would like to promote this week?
Mate.
Not this week.
All good.
No.
What are you doing,
You
Nick?
was on a different pod before, weren't you? Haven't you started?
Yeah, but I've got an upcoming one. It's going to be about football, but that's going to come out. That's going to come out next week. But yeah, just look out for Fly on the Wall podcast. I'll be on there. Sick podcast.
Nice.
Yeah, watch out for that.
Podcast. Check it out, people. Mine is the same as always. Check out Spurs Kings TV Wednesday nights at 9:30. I also believe next Monday, me and Stocky might be back at 9 o'clock. Spurs Kings on the pitch.
It's back.
So I believe we'll be back next Monday, but we'll confirm that next Sunday. But if not, join us back here 9 o'clock Sunday evenings.
You better.
Usual stuff: like, share, subscribe. Go onto the YouTube channel. Check out the shorts. They're going to be dropping once a day at 5 o'clock every day. Some decent stuff on there. For those that have been with us, thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening.
Take care.